Hello Cancer, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Cancer, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking in each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Cancer, let's get started. How does Cancer currently view this relationship? All right, Cancer. So we do have the Strength card, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles to Seven of Pentacles out here. With the Strength card coming out here, that's kind of telling me that recently you found yourself in a situation where you felt very, very powerless or out of control. I am getting like out of, well, no, I'm not getting out of control. For some of you, this entire situation could have caused you to feel like you had zero control or made you feel like, you know, you were going crazy. I am definitely getting that. So you could have been, you know, involved in a very toxic and unhealthy relationship with somebody who's constantly gaslighting you or manipulating you, because I am definitely getting out of control. I am getting out of control. A lot of you felt like you weren't in control. Like you weren't in control, like you had no choice but to sit here and just put up with it and or deal with it. Like, but it kind of looks like you finally realize that you have far more control over this entire situation than you were either led to believe and or thought. So we do see you getting your power back. We do see you, you know, shifting your focus onto yourself, your growth, your expansion, your career, or your business if you have one. I am definitely getting a lot of growth in that department. So this could definitely represent your business taking off. This could represent your career taking off. But not only are you getting your power back, but you're shifting your focus back onto yourself and you're taking your energy back. So whatever this thing is that you were pouring your time and energy towards, you're no longer pouring your time and energy towards that anymore. You're pouring all of that time and energy towards yourself. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the Magician, we got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Moon. You got somebody in your energy field, blah, 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 blah. You have somebody in your energy field that's very curious to know what it is that you currently find yourself up to. It's as if this person feels like you're up to no good. It's as if this person feels like you're doing something behind their back. It's like this person's looking at you like you've been acting weird as of lately. I am definitely getting that. And they're very, very curious to know, like, what it is that you currently find yourself up to and what it is that you're doing because you've been acting weird lately. That's basically what I'm getting. Now, this could definitely represent, you know, the very person that you took your power from. I am definitely getting that. You know, maybe this is the person that made you feel powerless. Maybe this is the person that made you feel like you were going crazy. Maybe this is the person that, you know, made you think, believe, and feel like you have zero control, when in all actuality you have more control than this person led you to basically think and or believe. How does Cancer currently feel? We have the Six of Swords, we got the Ace of Wands, and then we also have the Two of Wands out here. So in regards to how you're currently feeling, this to me feels like a promise that you're making to yourself. For some of you, you might even go as far as to like buy yourself a ring. I am definitely getting that. But that ring would be like, you know, a commitment that you would be making to yourself, or like a necklace or something. I'm getting like jewelry, something about jewelry. And whatever jewelry you plan on purchasing, it's a commitment that you're making to yourself. It's a promise that you're making to yourself, you know, from this point on is basically what I'm getting. You know, so for some of you, you could very well be making a promise slash commitment to yourself to never allow someone to, you know, make you feel powerless. Never allow someone to treat you wrong. You know, never allow someone to manipulate you or gaslight you. You can make a promise to yourself slash commitment to yourself to never surround yourself with people that you know deep down inside don't have your best interests at heart. Like this to me just kind of feels like you're making a promise to yourself, a commitment to yourself from this point on. It just kind of looks like from this point on, after you make this promise and or commitment to yourself, you know, you're very determined, you know, to do things differently and live your life differently is basically what I'm getting. And I love it because this commitment slash promise that you're making to yourself, it's something that you will be holding yourself accountable for. I am definitely getting that, which is something that I really do love. But whatever this commitment slash promise you're making to yourself, not only do I see you holding yourself accountable and being very committed and devoted to this promise you're making to yourself, or this commitment that you're making to yourself, it aligns to you and how you want to live your life is basically what I'm getting. So I like that. I like that a whole lot, Cancer. How does this person currently feel? We have the Page of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. And then we also have the Chariot out here. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords. It's like this person's trying to get down to the bottom of something. Yeah, they're trying to get down to the bottom of something. It's like this person at this point is starting to think, believe, and feel like you could be potentially talking to somebody else, entertaining someone else, or seeing someone else, but they're very determined to get down to the bottom of why you're acting different. Are you acting different because there's another person in the equation? Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Tell me more about the Page of Swords. You know, on the surface, it doesn't appear, at least to them, that you are entertaining anybody else or seeing anyone else. This person just sees you very focused right now on your career, your growth, your expansion, you know, your business if you have one. So on the surface, you know, it doesn't appear that you are, you know, dealing with someone else or seeing someone else. But deep down inside, they kind of feel like, but there has to be a reason why they're changing, you know, like there has to be a reason why they're changing. There has to be a reason why they're acting different. There has to be a reason why they're so detached. There has to be a reason why, you know, they're showing a little interest in me. There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. And the only thing that they can think of is that maybe, just maybe, there's another person in the mix that they just don't know about. I don't see anybody else in the mix, to be completely honest. You know, I just see you very focused on you. And your career and your growth and your expansion, as well as this commitment that you're making to yourself slash promise that you're making to yourself. What actions, okay, will Cancer take towards this person? We're moving forward. Come on. Okay. So we have the Hermit. We got the Knight of Wands. We got the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Cups. I feel like there's something that you want to go off and do, but it's something that you've been thinking long and hard about. But with the Four of Pentacles coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you're kind of holding off on doing whatever this thing is that you've been wanting to do for quite some time now. Whatever this thing is that you want to go off and do, or whatever this thing is that you want to go off and pursue, it's something that you feel is going to bring a lot of emotional satisfaction and fulfillment into your life, but something's holding you back from doing so. So let's look into what this thing is that you want to go off and do. We have the Knight of Cups, we got the Three of Cups, and then we also have the Sun. Whatever this thing is that you want to go off and do, like I said, it's something that you feel is going to bring a lot of happiness and joy and celebration to your life. So, man, this could be just about anything, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that you find happiness in, it's something that you want to go off and do. Let me put it to you like that. So if you find happiness, for example, in traveling, I see you traveling. If you find happiness in spending time with your family members and friends, that's what I see you doing. If you find happiness in starting that business you've always wanted to start, then that's what you're going to do. You're wanting to go off and pursue something that you know is going to bring that sense of happiness into your life, because you've either done it before or you just feel like that's exactly what's going to happen if you go off and do whatever this thing is you want to go off and do. I'm still not getting that you're romantically involved with somebody else or anything like that. I'm still not getting that. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. So this is us basically looking into the reason why you're holding off on because of them. Because of them, because of them, because of them. Okay. So you're holding off on doing this thing that you know is going to bring that sense of happiness and joy and celebration into your life because of them. Okay. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords to the King of Pentacles, so Lovers, and then we also have the Five. of Swords. All right, so I'm getting two different things here. You're either refusing to go off and do this thing that you want to go off and do because you're dealing with somebody who doesn't trust you, so you don't want to give this person a reason to think that you're basically up to no good. Or you're holding off on doing whatever this thing is that you know is going to bring that sense of happiness and joy, into your life. You're just holding off on doing so because you don't trust them. Because you don't trust them. So it's one or the other. It's one or the other. It's either they don't trust you and you're just dealing with somebody who has trust issues, so you think that if you go off and do X, Y, and Z, that they're going to think that you're up to no good and you don't want to deal with all of that. Or you don't want to go off and do whatever this thing is because you just don't trust them. Either which way, that is basically what I'm getting. Okay, what actions will this person take towards Cancer or moving forward? We have the 8 of Swords, we have the King of Swords, and then we also have the 3 of Wands. For the life of them, it's like they're trying to get down to the bottom of why you've been acting so freaking different. Like, you've been very distant. You've been keeping it very short and vague with them, as of lately. I am definitely getting that. And it's like they're trying to get down to the bottom of, like, why you're acting different. Because the only thing that they can think of is that maybe it's because there's another person in the mix. But it kind of looks like they've been doing their digging and or research. However, they've been doing their digging and research, and they just can't seem to find anything that leads them to basically think and believe that that's what's going on. But their whole MO is, then if it's not another person, why are they acting this way with me? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are they acting this way with me? Why are they acting this way with me? Why are they acting this way with me? It's basically what I'm getting. It's basically what I'm getting. If you're refusing to go off and do X, Y, and Z because you just don't trust them enough, I guess, it's interesting because whatever it is that you want to go off and do, it requires you to be away from them. So, like, for example, let's say that you're thinking about planning like a trip somewhere. Well, you don't want to take that trip and then leave them all by themselves because God only knows what they're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, so you could be holding off on taking that trip because you don't trust them enough to leave them by themselves while you're out, and about on this little, like, trip that you want to take. You see what I mean? To be honest, you know what I mean? To be honest, you're giving your power back. The very thing that you just took back, you're giving it right back to them by doing this, by not going on this trip. You're just like, here, take my power back. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing here. And I just want you to, realize that that's what you're doing here. You're handing this person your power right back by doing this. Well, let me not go because, I just don't trust them. So I gotta, I don't trust them, so let me just stick around. You know what I mean? You're giving this person your power back. The fact that this person is preventing you from literally going on this trip because, well, I wouldn't go as far. I mean, listen, there's a possibility that this person's not preventing you from going anywhere. There's a possibility that you could just be preventing yourself because you just don't trust them. But again, this is the epitome of you handing your power right back to them. The very thing that you just took from them, you giving it to them right back. You know what I mean? So don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Stop allowing this person and this whole, well, I just don't trust them, to stop you from living your life and doing what you got to do, because if you really, really want to get your power back and continue to remain in control and in the driver's seat, go on that trip. Go on that trip. Go on that trip. Go. Nobody's stopping you but you. Go on that trip. That's it. If you want to remain in control and in the driver's seat, go on that trip. You need to show this person that they don't have power over you anymore. And the moment you decide, oh, let me not go on the trip, because I just don't trust them, or whatever the case may be, you're giving this person that power you just took for them right back. Now, if you're doing all this because, well, I just don't want them to think this, and, I just don't want them to basically, think that, so let me not go, let me not do this, let me not do that, or whatever, because there's a possibility that you could very well be dealing with somebody who does have trust issues, which could explain why they're showing up in the ways that they're basically showing up in this dynamic that they share with you. So I mean, that's a possibility, because this person does come off to me as somebody who's very, very suspicious of you, but the only reason why they're suspicious of you is because you've been acting different, and it's because you got your power back. That's it. It's because you got your power back. That's why you've been acting different, because you got your power back. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean? Um, I guess, I understand why you wouldn't want to trigger this person. That's a different story. Like, I would understand why you wouldn't want to trigger this person and lead them to think this, that, and the third about you. I get that. Especially if you are dealing with somebody who does have trust issues. I understand you don't want to deal with them accusing you or, thinking god awful things. So I understand why you would probably like avoid going to like X, Y, and Z. I mean, you could always invite them. You know what I mean? You could always invite them if you wanted to. But yeah, I just kind of see you more of the story holding off on doing something that is going to make you very, very happy. And it's either because they just have trust issues with you, like the only trust issues with you, to the point where they wouldn't even be okay with you going to like X, Y, and Z. So you're just like, let me not. For others of you, this could have a lot to do with you refusing to go somewhere because you don't trust them enough to leave them alone to go on this trip or to go here or to go there. You know what I mean? And if you turn around and not go on this trip and not go hang out with your friends and not go hang out with your family members because you don't want to just, leave them alone, I guess, you're giving this person your power back. Do not give them your power back. Moral of the story. Okay, but I do see this person trying to like get down to the bottom of like why you've been acting so different, as of lately. Why have you been so detached as of lately and MIA as of lately? It just has them very, very worried and very concerned. More of the story. All right, so I do see them bring all this to your attention, though. This person might go as far as to ask you, like, hey, like, are we good? Like, is everything okay? Like, you've just been distant. You've been acting MIA as of lately. I don't like it. Things of that nature. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully, the reading helped. Hopefully, it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.